After the London Marathon finish line on the Mall was cleared out, about 50 runners finished the race. Even though they crossed the finish line at a different location, they still received the crucial medals. How did they fare, and what level of support is there currently for the rear of the pack? Despite finishing last and crossing the finish line on Monday, Fred Tomlinson claims that this Sunday's London Marathon, his 32nd consecutive, was his greatest to date. With a knee problem, the 75-year-old Doncaster resident completed the event in just over 13 hours, just after midnight. He was helped by a group of roughly 6 incredible tail walkers who volunteered to walk at the back of the pack. In remembrance of his daughter Claire, who passed away shortly before turning 15, the former police officer participates in the marathon each year on behalf of Rainbow Trust Children's Charity, which assists families with a child who has a life-threatening or terminal illness. 26 miles of running is nothing at all compared to what these kids endure. My option to resign was never an option because they had no other alternative. I'm happy to report that I came in last because I can only get better next year, he remarked. Rather than crossing the finish line at the Mall, where runners who take more over 8 hours might do so, Fred crossed at St. James's Park. 5 cramp episodes slowed Sean Surendran down, but he crossed the official finish line just before it closed at 19:30 British Summer Time. The tailwalkers really held my hand through the last bit, which was an absolute nightmare, he recalls. I'm immensely grateful, they are the marathon angels to me. When runners fall below the 8-hour pace, they are assigned assistance by the approximately 100 tailwalkers who accompany them onto the pavements as a result of the roads reopening and led them to the finish line. One of the volunteers who helped Fred was 52-year-old Sean O'Sullivan, who kept spirits up by bringing in snacks and beverages. Fred was an absolute inspiration, sharing why he continues to run the marathon, and doing everything with sharp wit, generosity to well-wishers and more grit and determination than I've ever seen at a marathon, according to him. Tailwalkers were first used in 2021 in response to criticism of the 2019 race for providing assistance to runners who moved more slowly. NHS employee Joe Gennari, who paced slower runners who were heckled by contractors during the horrific 2019 marathon, played a key role in organizing the group. The organizers were taken aback by that, and they have been working extremely hard to perfect it for the back of the pack ever since. She remarked, I firmly believe that other marathons worldwide ought to strive to imitate this, as it fosters inclusivity and serves as an inspiration for runners who run more slowly. Representing the Samaritans as the Marathon's Charity of the Year, Tim Norman, 59, of Barton le Clay, Bedfordshire, was part of a team of about 50 tailwalkers from the organization. It was the first time tailwalkers had been provided by a charity. According to Tim, it was an honor to support the competitors and cheer them on as they crossed the finish line. For me, they represent the best in humanity and are equally, if not more, worthy of their medal as their elite athlete counterparts who finished half a day before, he stated.